morning, y'all, and welcome to my channel. If you're already subscribed, thank you so much for coming back to see today's video, and if you're new, welcome. I am Bethany Shanae, and my channel is dedicated to documenting my journey to lose 120 pounds and then some, and also just sharing my experience in life. My channel has been really focused on the scale in the past, and this is my first video back from being on a hiatus for a little bit. And I think I'm taking the scale out of it for a little bit. I am going to take you on a vlog today. I'm actually really excited. I have a keto breakfast here I'm going to show you in a moment and explain what it is. And before we jump into that, quick disclaimer, I'm not a medical professional. This is not medical advice in any way, shape, or form. I'm just simply here to share my experience on my journey to get healthy and any tips or tricks I find along the way. It is currently Saturday, August 24th at 10 a.m. I have made a keto breakfast here. I intend on doing the best I can to eat beef, butter, bacon, and eggs this coming week for my diet, for as many of my meals as possible. Ideally, if I were to go off plan, I would stick to keto, but God willing, I'm able to stick to BB and E this week. I don't have the best track record with discipline or consistency. So I'm trying to focus on that and take away all the roadblocks in my mind. Lately, I've been doing a lot of Bible study, which has been helping me feel better grounded and just more level-headed, if that makes sense. So I'm hoping to take some of that and apply it to my health journey. So let me show you what my breakfast is, and then I'll take you along my day. Okay, so breakfast today, these are 2 slices of Sola bread. It's the seeded, it's 1 net carb per slice. Each of them has a, it's the knockoff Laughing Cow from Aldi. It's the Pepper Jack, 25 calories for each. And then here's some leftover Brussels sprouts I threw in the pan and heated up. About 1/3 of a cup of cottage cheese. Probably 2 ounces of smoked salmon right here. Again, leftovers that I reheated. And then I've got 4 fried eggs. I've got a little bit of salsa. My coworker makes the best salsa I've ever had. I've got my water, and then I've also got my coffee. This has almond milk and a little bit of skinny syrup and a serving of Premier coffee protein powder. I will pop the macros on the screen. All right, y'all, and that's that. All right, y'all, so the first thing I'm going to meal prep for this week's beef, butter, bacon, and eggs is going to be this chuck roast. It's just shy of 3 pounds, and it is bone in. I'm going to use my homemade chicken stock because that's what I had, and I didn't want it to go bad, so I'm going to use it. Is it beef, butter, bacon, and eggs? No, but it's also just a cooking vessel at this point. I'm going to go ahead and put my 2 jars in there. I think those are about 32-ounce jars, and this is really a dump-and-go recipe. I just dropped the almost 3 pounds of chuck roast in there. I'm going to add some salt, a good amount of salt to make sure that the meat gets seasoned. And then I'm going to put in about 2 or 3 tablespoons of butter and cook this on low for probably, I think this cooked for about 8 to 10 hours. That was 12:48 p.m. Actually, that clock was wrong, so disregard that. Anyway, I cooked it on low for, I want to say, between 8 and 10 hours. I didn't take it out until that evening, and this was in the morning. Next, I'm going to cook a pound of Members Mark bacon. I line a pan with foil. I sprinkle a little bit of water on the bottom of it so the crumpled wax paper will kind of stick to it. And then I lay the bacon over the wax paper. I did spray the wax paper with some nonstick spray first. If you have to overlap the pieces like I did, just make sure that the fat edge is the side that's up. I cooked the bacon at 350 for about 45 minutes. Here I am just checking on the roast. I had to let it go for another couple hours. And this is me taking it out. When I tell you this was so tender and moist and delicious, perfectly seasoned. I even made a little bowl of it like a soup with some of the stock. I could drink that stock, which is why you'll see in a moment I reserve it. I pull all the meat out. I get rid of the bones. I could have saved them to make stock, but I didn't feel like it. I pour all the stock into 2 Tupperwares, 2 like stock containers, I guess you'd say, and I stick them in the fridge overnight. It'll let the fat chill on the top because fat rises, and I made sure to put some of that stock in the Tupperware with the beef as well. This is the bacon. I let it cool before pulling it off the tray. All right, y'all, so I finished meal prepping the chuck roast and the bacon for part of the beef and the bacon. And then tomorrow I'll do the ground beef with the eggs. So today I tried working on my car. I did not get it fixed. And then I've also decided that I'm not sticking to keto these next 2 days. I always end up getting in a habit of trying to start a diet before I start a diet, if that makes sense. So I'm really excited for the beef, butter, and bacon and eggs. But yeah, I'm just not stressing about it today. I'm eating what I've cooked and what I have to save on money. So I am going to end today's vlog here. Sorry, the dog is chewing on paper towel right now, and it's distracting me. Anyway, I'm going to finish today's part of the video here, and I will see you in the morning before I cook the ground beef and the eggs for this week's meal prep. Good morning, y'all. It is the next day. I'm going to meal prep my ground beef and my eggs. I'm going to probably just do the boiled eggs, and then if I want scrambled eggs, I'll scramble them the morning of. I stepped on the scale today. I'm not going to be showing my scale. I will probably do a scale review at the end of the month. I just want to kind of detach from the scale, but let's just say we're essentially back where we started. And I'm not too beat up about it. I am sweating. I made the mistake. I'm trying to do a 0-calorie fast today. I made the mistake of taking vitamins and supplements on an empty stomach. So I got sick, and I still haven't broken the fast. So I decided to just let it come out, you know, get sick and throw up basically. Because I really want to try to do the 0-calorie fast today. And here I have pre-workout and some electrolytes just to keep me hydrated and because I'm trying not to drink caffeine today. I just don't feel like, coffee. I just don't feel like having coffee. But yeah, I'm going to show you me pressure cooking my boiled eggs. It's my favorite way to meal prep boiled eggs. And then we're going to do some ground beef and some burger patties. So come on. All right, so in my pressure cooker pot, I have the metal rack at the bottom because you don't want the eggs to be sitting on the bottom of the pot. And then I'm going to put it in here, and I'm going to add about half a cup of water. And then really you just turn it on. When I do 3 minutes, they're coming out a little overcooked, so I'm going to do pressure cook. I'm going to turn my time down. I'm going to pressure cook it for 2 minutes. The reason why that's still going to work, and turn off the keep warm. You want it to automatically, once it's done cooking after the 2 minutes, you want it to just start naturally releasing. The cap automatically goes into seal on this one. For yours, make sure that it's on seal. And then the reason why you only cook it for 2 minutes is because while it's building up the pressure, it's still getting hot. So the eggs are still in a hot temperature. You know, they're still cooking. And then also, you have to let it naturally pressure release for 5 minutes, and then quick release it, and then throw them in an ice bath. Okay, so I like to save all my beef fat. I save my pork fat too a lot of the times, but beef fat for this BBB and E week. So what I'm gonna do is use a fork. This is the stock that came off of the chuck roast that I did yesterday. It was chicken stock that I added in to cook it, and then it just turned into beef stock from cooking the beef in it. So this is beef fat now that's on top of it. So what I try to do, I refrigerate it, right? And the fat automatically rises to the top. And I just take it out and I just put it in here. Now I'm also going to transfer this stock to my mason jars because these aren't my containers. And I have mason jars that'll be perfect for this. So look at how that just came up. You see that? You just squeeze the side. That's why I stored it in this to get the fat out versus in my mason jars. So although my mason jars are wide mouth, it's still too narrow. I need this wider opening, and it being flexible allows me to squeeze and pop the fat up. This is only for me, so I can lick my fingers if I want to. So these I will transfer to my jars later off camera. I'm gonna keep this out because we're going to cook this ground chuck I got from HEB. It's only $3.47 a pound, which isn't too crazy. And it's almost 4 pounds. So I'm gonna use some of it like ground beef and just ground it up. And then
probably about half of it I'll turn into like 4 or 5 ounce burger patties, par cook them, and then store them in the fridge. Okay, so I've got my pan on medium heat. I'm gonna turn on the scale, and this is how I like to do it. Let me take off the wrapper first. Get meat juice on it. Now it's okay if it hangs over the edges because it still has all of its weight is supported by the scale. I'm gonna change it to ounces. So that's 4 pounds, 1 ounce, 1.1 ounces. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start taking it, and I'm just gonna take 2 pounds off and kind of crumble. I like this ground beef better than in the Chub, which is like the little plastic wrapped rolls, because you still get the little like zigzags, like the little spiral like meat noodles like this from the grinder. It's not all compacted into one big blob. Now, I took a break from my channel, and at first I was doing keto, and I've recorded a lot of videos. I've started a lot of videos and never completed any of them. And I would go from doing keto to, initially the first week, I think I had one thing, like a donut or something that someone brought into work that wasn't on plan, and I didn't beat myself up about it, and I still lost 2 pounds that week. So that's a pound. Wow, that's only a pound? That's only a pound of beef. Doesn't that look like more than a pound? Oh my gosh, this is gonna be a lot. I might have to put this in a bowl or something. I don't want to crowd the pan, so I'm just gonna put the next pound that will go in here in a skillet. I mean, in this Tupperware. So, yeah, anyway, initially I was doing keto. I was sticking to it really well. I was really enjoying keto foods. I was eating processed keto foods like tortillas and stuff like that. I did that for 2 weeks. The second week, I did indulge a little bit more. I think I had 2 or 3 meals or items that week that were off plan. And I didn't lose any weight that week, but I didn't gain any weight. And then I kind of just stopped weighing myself. And I ended up just, each week I ate more off plan. And then this past week, the past 5 days, I've probably put on 6 pounds. And I realized what it is I can eat off plan and stick around 265. That's an ounce, too much. I can eat off plan and stick around 265 without gaining or losing any weight. This is a pound. Okay, so I went and got a paper plate. It's a styrofoam plate, actually, unfortunately. But it's not my kitchen. I didn't buy it. I'm going to salt this real quick. I'm out of my Redmond's real salt, so this is going to have to do. I'm going to really salt this. Now, I'm not going to add any garlic powder or anything. Typically, I would do garlic powder, onion powder, maybe some adobo seasoning. I feel like wood utensils just make everything taste better. Does anybody else feel like that? So anyway, back to my update for you guys. Yeah, I just slowly fell off track, and I realized that I could eat off plan, eat what I want, and as long as I wasn't stuffing myself and I listened to my hunger cues, I didn't gain or lose any weight. I am going to be taking these off. I'm going to be taking it off in, let's just do 4 ounces. Let's make it easy on myself. Yeah, so I got more comfortable eating off plan, and then I kept being like, oh, well, you know, I'm going to start back up next week, and then something would come up, and it became excuses for that, for really the past week. And I decided while eating off plan, like eating a standard American diet, hitting drive-thrus, eating rice, eating bread, you know, I started to really crave my carnivore meals. I really missed just having a bowl of ground beef. Like, I know it sounds weird, but when I eat the standard American diet, I miss keto. I miss carnivore. I crave it. Oh, perfect. 4 ounces. That's a big 4 ounces. So, anyway, knowing that I had decided that I was going to do, excuse me, beef, butter, bacon, and eggs this week, I just started, like, gorging myself. I noticed I started having binge episodes again and having the mentality of, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to have this for a while, even though I typically don't miss it. Like Popeye's chicken. I mean, yeah, Popeye's chicken's all right, but I'm never on carnivore thinking, man, I wish I could have some fried chicken. It's just not something that I'm over here dying for. So why is this so much bigger? 16 ounces to 12 ounces. Hold on. Is this really 4 ounces? This, oh, it does feel about the same. So, anyway, I ended up putting on about 6 pounds this past week, which is majority of what I gained back. But, so I'm really not enjoying, that's why the camera, like, I'm actually looking at the back of my phone to record. It's not on the face camera because I just don't like how I look right now. To be real, I always tell you guys, authentic over aesthetic. But yeah, so I'm really looking forward to getting back on track, and I'm glad that I've been craving the foods. And I want to work on my mentality. I want to work on my personal discipline, really. Let's stir this up some more. I like my ground beef to be really, really cooked. Like, almost overcooked. Like a little crispy, you know? That's almost done. So anyway, I've been off plan. I put on weight. That's okay. I feel different. You know, I've been spending a lot of time in my Bible study, y'all. I'll tag the live stream. It's a 24/7 live stream. It's from Shepherd's Chapel in Arkansas, Gravette, Arkansas. My mom used to listen to them when I was a baby. So I grew up, and he looks just like my mom's dad, who passed away before I was born. So when I was little, I used to also kind of think that was my grandpa on TV. So anyway, he goes chapter by chapter, verse by verse, and I've really been getting deeper into the Word and trying to. Alright, I have another Tupperware. I'm just going to use a slotted spoon because I want to save the fat. That's another reason why I didn't put garlic powder and onion powder in it, besides the fact that BBB and E is technically just supposed to be salt, is because this is my butter replacement, actually. If you, like, butter is $4 for what, an 8-ounce block, or is that a pound? The little boxes, is that a pound? That's just as much as the ground beef. Like, think about that. And that's just butter. Granted, butter you only use 1 or 2 tablespoons at a time versus, 4 ounces of it. But I like the taste of beef fat better than butter. So I just save this and I use it in place of butter. I try to get all the little bits out of the oil, but I don't really mind if it's in the fat when I like cook my eggs in it or something. So I actually just pour this over the cold fat. And I will do this with all of the fat from today's ground beef. You always want to wipe the grease off the side of the pan before putting it back on an open flame or on your burner, because it will catch fire, or it can catch fire. Bring it back up to medium heat. We have this pound already crumbled up. Peanut. Someone come get that. So I'm going to do this the exact same that I did the last one and just let it start cooking down before I add salt. My scale turned off because I took too long. Put this on. 1.4 ounces. 1 pound, 4 ounces. I think I should have 5 more burger patties out of this. Cut these up. Now, if you notice, I didn't add any seasoning or anything to them. I had a light bulb moment one time watching Bobby Flay cook, and he was like, stop adding a bunch of seasonings in your burger inside of your burgers. It's not a meatloaf. And I was like, oh my god, why does that make sense? So now I try to just do salt and pepper. I've been watching a lot of vloggers. Well, I hope my ADHD has been really bad because I've been eating crap. Disclaimer, my focus has been really off. I actually got a brand deal partnership that's coming with a product that might help. So I will be trying that for you guys and letting you know sometime in the next couple weeks, probably. So I'm sorry if there's a topic or something I started talking about and I didn't finish my point. That sounds about right for my brain. But anyway, I've been watching a lot of vlogs. I got back into Sammy Rose, I think her name is now. She was Keto with Sammy. I always loved watching her stuff. I'll tag her down below too. I used to love watching her stuff in California when I was in California. And I was like, well, when I moved to Houston, that'd be so cool if I bumped into her somewhere. Like she just seems like a dope person, like super nice. And I like her vlog styles. I'm always like uncomfortable with my face being all big up in the camera or like being too close to the camera. And she'll be close to the camera sometimes. And I'm like, wait, that doesn't bother me to look at. Why does it bother me to look at myself like that? So I was like, you know what? I'm going to stop worrying about stupid stuff like that when I vlog. But yeah, once I get my apartment, honey, the amount of content I'm going to be able to get out is going to be on another level. Because I'll be able to do whole meal prep videos with y'all, like, regularly because I'll have the kitchen. I'll have my own kitchen. I'm just going to split this in half. That's about right. So I've been watching a lot of Sammy Rose. I was watching a lot of Terry. I'm going to tag her down below too. I love her. She is so adorable. She'll just sit down and talk with you while she eats. I like how she doesn't like do a ton of editing. You know, I feel like a lot of the vloggers that I've watched in the past, like there's never a dead silent moment. You know, if they're like chewing their food, they edit that out. You know, they're like super high tech and professional, like movie grade, TV quality, whatever you want to call it. And I feel like I just don't have the drive to do that. So I like watching her videos because I'm like, she's definitely monetized. Like she has a ton of subscribers. All of her videos have thousands of likes, thousands of views. And she doesn't do all that. She just takes you along with her, you know? And that's what I want. And I need to stop being so worried about, you know, was that too long of a silent moment? Someone's going to like it because clearly there's people out there that like that. So, I mean, I still want to edit my videos. She still edits. She does a good job of editing. But I mean, like, she'll sit there and she'll be eating her food, you know, and talking to you. She doesn't, you know, take out the clips where she's silently chewing. She just lets it be there. Okay, so this finally finished pressure cooking. It's been, 15 minutes about, probably, since I did that. And it just pressure cooked for 2 minutes. It says end. So now it's on a natural pressure release. It's been naturally pressure releasing for about 2 minutes, 3 minutes now. I think that's long enough. I put that over the steam spout and I opened the seal button because this steam is hot and it smells like egg. So the ground beef is actually almost all the way cooked through. Add a little bit of salt. Yeah. We're going to do the same thing. Now I have another Tupperware that I'm going to put this one in. Strain the fat, and then we're going to cook up the burger patties in here too. I don't think we need to keep any of the fat in here for the burger patties because it is 80-20. Oh, I forgot to tell you, this is 80-20 ground chuck. So I'm overdoing the 10% lean fat and having to add butter. I just like the taste of 80-20 ground beef. I get to render off my beef fat, which I use for other recipes, you know, and it's just how I'm cost effective. So That should be pretty much done. So we've got all of our burger patties done. I don't know how many that was. I wasn't counting. If you were counting, put it down below how many it was. I mean, we'll find out at the end, but we'll see. So this is the clean Tupperware that I'm going to put this ground beef in. I'm going to put the scale back. Something else I have for not for meal preps, but for dinners that I think I'll probably cook the night of are these cube steaks. Now, I made a carnivore chicken fried steak a couple weeks ago. It was so good. I just dipped the beef steak, the cube steak, in seasoned eggs, and I really massaged it into the nooks and crannies and kind of like dripped it off as best I could. And then I really pressed it into some seasoned panko breadcrumbs, not breadcrumbs, carnivore panko chicharrones, ground up chicharrones, and then pan fried them in a little bit of beef fat. So good. I'm gonna have to make that a recipe for you guys. It's not gonna be this week because I can't do the pork rinds on the BBB and E, and I don't have any beef flour. I mean, I guess I could probably buy some, but that's money I ain't got right now. Oh yeah, side note, my car broke down. Let me tell you the day I had yesterday, which is part of why I didn't finish recording. So my car stopped starting. I tried to change out the starter relay. You know, it's cheaper than doing the starter. Figured that might do the problem, fix the trick. No, it did not. So it seems like it's actually something electrical where the ignition and the starter relay, whatever, aren't even making it to the engine or the starter. Like, it's not even trying to turn over. But anyway, so tried to fix my car, didn't work. Car's still broken down. Then while I was packing up all the tools from working on my car, a wasp landed on my back. I'm allergic to bees. I'm not deathly allergic, but where each time I get stung by a bee, my swelling is worse. The third time I ever got stung by a bee, I had a third thigh. Like, it was just a giant blister. Or blister-like tissue. I don't know what to call it. So I was like, great, I have to grab my EpiPen because he landed on my back. I didn't know what it was. I thought it was a hair. I went to swipe it off. Little sucker. My finger must have hit his stinger, and my index finger started to swell up. Now, I forgot wasps. I'm going to pour this in with the other fat. I forgot that wasps are not like bees. So I'm checking my finger for a stinger. I'm like, oh, maybe it wasn't something with a stinger. You know, maybe I'm just tripping. Freaked out a little bit. Got it off me. Real quick, we're going to season up these burger patties. It sucks because it's pretty hot. Ooh, some salt. I think if my math is correct, 2 pounds, I should have about 8 burger patties. No looking. All these cooked. I'm letting the 2 pounds of ground beef cool. I've got my beef fat, which these burger patties will produce beef fat, so that will also go in there. Hang on real quick. I'm gonna open this. The pressure has completely released. It will not let you open it. I believe it will not let you open it if it's not fully depressurized, whatever it's called. I'm gonna go drain this and put them in an ice pack. I'll be right back. So sorry if I'm in a different angle. The camera's in a different angle. It's actually my second batch. I had to go back and watch the previous clip just to see what the heck I was talking about. My ADHD is so bad. And then finish the story just to realize that my camera stopped recording because of camera space. So what I was saying is why I didn't finish vlogging everything I did yesterday. So long story short, the wasp, I thought I swatted it off my back. That's when mine must have hit its stinger. And then I come inside, I do a final dust off, and I feel something. I was like, what? So I look in the mirror, and he's still on my back. How? Is he super glued? I went full bananas, we'll say, for trying to be a little more PG in my language. Yeah, it was pretty bad. I had a full-blown panic attack. The way I went screaming at the top of my lungs through this house, everything got ripped off of me and thrown off. My shirt got ripped off, my glasses, my shoes, my headphones, and I was on the phone at the time. My friend got a shock. So, yeah, you would have thought I was on fire the way I went screaming through this house. Anyway, I finally confirm it's off me. I go find him in the foyer in the front of the house. It took 3 swats of my shoe to kill him. Like, are these wasp resistant? And then once I calmed down from that panic attack, I stepped on a nail into my heel. So now it hurts when I walk. Yeah. So yesterday, my car broke down last week, but I did a repair, didn't fix it. Got stung by a wasp who then followed me in the house and threw me into a full-blown panic attack, and then stepped on it. And then something else happened later in the day that I forget about. But yeah, it just was not really my day. But for the most part, besides that, I had a pretty decent day. I just hung out. I had the house to myself. I cleaned up a little bit. I got a little bit of my meal prepping done. I don't think I'm going to take this fat out this time. I did after the last batch, which apparently I didn't record because my memory was full. I had to delete some old stuff. But yeah, it produces a lot of fat, these burgers. So I'm just going to squish it out. Oh yeah, I looked up what type of bug that was. Ouch! Just in case I was wrong and it could have been a cicada. It was a red paper wasp. Yeah. It was huge. It was long. It had to be like 2 inches. 2 inches long at least. Because my middle finger, each knuckle is 1 inch. So 2 inches long. He was at least that long. He was probably a lot more like 1 inch, 2.5 inches, maybe 3 inches. It was a long wasp. No ma'am. No. I put my boiled eggs. I love these reusable plastic Ziplocs. I love them. When I have my apartment, hopefully by next spring, that's going to be a really fun vlog to show you guys. There's a lot of moving parts that's already going into that. You'll see how much I use these. I love these. So much cheaper than plastic bags and so much better for the environment. So I like to store my boiled eggs in there. Now, before I put my eggs in the ice bath, I like to make sure that they're all cracked a little bit because it allows the water while they're cooling to get under the membrane, which is what makes the decision, which is the deciding factor between if it's going to peel easily or if you're going to lose some of the egg white with it, like this little membrane. And then once you peel it, it just comes right off. I remember when I first figured out how to peel eggs quickly, my mom was like, "How did you do that? I've been peeling eggs for decades and I can't get them to peel right." And she's not wrong. When she makes boiled eggs, I love my mama to death. They're always missing egg white. All right, y'all. So I got 14 eggs pressure cooked and peeled. We're done actually. These are the last 2 burger patties. So, let's pour this in here. Please do not melt the container. That's a tough one because sometimes it does. Alright, y'all, so you know what? Let me get everything staged and I'm going to show you everything I meal prepped for the beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. Alright, y'all, so here is what I've prepped the past 2 days. I could have done it in 1 day. I could have done it in a couple hours except for this and the slow cooker, but I just broke it up between 2 days. So this is that pound of bacon. I ate probably 2 or 3 ounces of it yesterday, just messing around. This was that 3-pound chuck roast. It really condensed down, I would say, because I put some of the leftover stock in here just so when I reheat it, it's hydrated and it doesn't get dry. I would say this came out to be like really about 1.5 pounds of cooked meat. Here is what I have the stock from cooking this. I'm thinking what I'm going to do sometime this week is take some of the stock, take one of the meats, and then boil it like a soup, and then scramble in an egg, like a beef egg drop soup. I'm kind of thinking like. These are each 1 pound of ground beef cooked up. And then here we have 2 pounds of burger patties with just salt. We have 14 boiled eggs, and then this is all the beautiful beef fat from cooking all the ground beef today. And yeah, this is our beef, not butter, but I have butter in the fridge, bacon, and eggs. All right, y'all, so I'm gonna get all this packed up. I'm gonna use my little handy dandy basket. I actually have a mini fridge upstairs now. It's a pretty big one. It was a good deal. I think it was like $170 at Home Depot, plus shipping, and the warranty thing came to like $210. But it's just like an actual refrigerator. It has a freezer. It's 4.5 cubic feet, which is 50% bigger than the $140 sale that Walmart has on their 3.1 cubic foot one, which for me did not work. I still have it sitting up front. I need to go with my dad in his truck to take it back to return it. But yeah, so I I cook all my food, I throw it in the Tupperware, and then I use that little basket to carry upstairs into my mini fridge in my room. And that way, when I pack my lunches or I grab stuff real quick for work, I can just pack it in my bag. I don't have to come all the way downstairs and across the house to the kitchen to pack my stuff in the morning for work. I can just grab my stuff and run downstairs and straight out the door. And then when I do my dinners, when I go upstairs and change from work, I'll grab whatever Tupperware I'm going to come downstairs and microwave. And then the dish is just going to end up in the dishwasher or hand washed anyway. So yeah, this is my meal prep. I will probably touch in a little bit later today and talk with you some more. I know this has been a long video so far, so thank you guys so much for coming along. I really miss vlogging. I miss talking with y'all. I think I'm going to start getting this video edited and turn on some Bible study too. I'm still trying to do the 0-calorie fast. If you notice, I didn't taste anything as I went along. But yeah, I'm going to get some ice water and get all the stuff upstairs. Hey y'all, so I'm actually going to wrap the video up here. I ended up eating. I had a little bit of food left over from yesterday. I made it till almost 2 p.m. and I just decided to eat it. I'm not pigging out. I'm not binging. I'm not drinking alcohol. I have some left over. I just stuck it out in the drink fridge in the man cave, and I'm just going to leave it there until hopefully a couple weeks from now. But yeah, I'm really excited to do BBB and E tomorrow through the work week. And I'm looking forward to going for a walk soon. I might go for a walk today. I'd like to start using the garage gym because there's been no mosquitoes out there. I live in Texas and it rains year round apparently. I'm learning. It's just great, isn't it? And yeah, it means there's a lot of mosquitoes. So that's why I actually stopped going to the garage. That's why I have yet to use the garage gym. But yeah, I'm linking in the description box below. I've decided to make my Amazon wishlist public. I have a walking pad on there. There's one for like 80 bucks or something like that. I really wanted to get, but my car broke down. So it's the current nightmare that all my money will be going to. But yeah, so I still have my Buy Me a Coffee link down below too. And you can always support me by subscribing, liking, commenting, sharing. I'd love to have y'all around. I'm really excited to be doing videos and being back on track, but kind of doing things my own way. You know, I'm no longer sticking to the, every Monday weekly weigh-in updates. I think that became really toxic for my mind frame, and that was a factor as to why I really started to resent my videos. And I really started to feel like such an extreme failure over the smallest things. So I'm going to try not to weigh myself as often. I do know my starting weight today. I'll probably weigh in tomorrow too, just to see if I gained any weight today, because the food I had left over from yesterday was carby. But yeah, I'm just really excited to get started. So hopefully this week I'll be able to vlog or do like what I eat in a days. I'd like to start getting some shorts out, some reels out. So stay tuned for that. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to finish up this movie I'm watching. I'm watching Jackpot with John Cena and Awkwafina. Really good movie, hilarious. And I'm going to drink my water, go clean my room and my bathroom, and lay out my outfit for tomorrow and just be ready for the week. I have a hair mask in. I'll wash out in the morning. Oh yeah, did y'all notice I got my hair? Yeah, she's short now. But yeah, anyway, thank y'all so much for coming to see today's video. Thank you for making it this far in the video. I appreciate your patience and sticking it out with me, and I look forward to posting more with y'all. Again, I am Bethany Shanae. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!